SEC Media Days, ranking job security among all 14 SEC football coaches. Breaking news. This week, all 14 football coaches in the Southeastern Conference are stepping in front of a microphone in Hoover, Alabama, to talk about the state of their programs. Every one of them kept their job after the 2018 college football season. This is the first year. This list ranks job security among SEC head coaches, starting at number 14 with the least secure and finishing at number 1 with the most secure. Inherited a nearly impossible situation when he took over as interim head coach 2 summers ago. He has records of 6-6 and 5-7 in his first 2 years at the helm and is projected to finish with a similar record in year 3. It might not be those problems are in the rearview mirror, but OLE Mississippi is operating God and Annan, adding more uncertainty to Luke's situation. On the field, 6 wins would mean a bowl game, which is something OLE Mississippi hasn't had since the 2015 season. If Luke isn't able to guide the Rebels to the postseason, then the administration would need to consider if he is the guy to usher in the new era of. Has been to a bowl game in all 6 of his seasons at Auburn, but he's only won 2 of them. Malzahn set the bar perhaps a little too high when he turned Auburn around from a team that won 3 games in 2012 to one that won 12 the following year and came within 1 defensive stop of beating Florida State in the national title game. It's one of 2 after failing to reach 9 wins in 4 of the last 5 seasons, is feeling the pressure on the Plains. But the school is while has led South Carolina to 3 straight bowl games, the Gamecocks have lost 2 of them. Those losses came. Muschamp has an overall record of 22-17 and is 12-12 in the conference. Less than 10 years, Muschamp didn't make it to year 5 at Florida, and if South Carolina takes a significant step back in 2019, he might not make it to year 5 in Columbia either. It's very rare to see a coach fired after only 2 seasons. It's also very rare. The Razorbacks won just 2 games for the first time since 1952. They went winless but if Morris Adams shows signs of competing, he'll keep his duty of rebuilding. If the Hogs look like Morris, isn't approve. Had the 2nd worst passing offense in the SEC last year. If there is not a former Tennessee head coach Butch Jones started his tenure with the Volunteers with a 5-7 record. Jones was allowed to. Pruitt is a disciple of, so the administration has faith he won't flame out with a 4-8 season in year 5 like Jones did. But Jones nobody in Tennessee wants Pruitt to have too many similarities to Jones, so he can start to separate himself from that narrative with a strong season in year 2. Mason has never had a winning year at Vanderbilt in 5 seasons at the helm. He has an overall. Mason has had to follow up James Franklin's unparalleled successes when he was the coach at Vandy from 2011-2013. While Mason hasn't come close to the 2-9 win seasons Franklin had during that span, he hasn't come close to winning just 2 games, as was the norm before Franklin arrived. Odom also received a contract extension after the 2018 season. Missouri's overall. Odom has done nothing to wow the SEC, like winning the SEC East twice in a row as predecessor Gary Pinkel did in 2013-14. But he hasn't done. The progression for Stoops at Kentucky has been a long and arduous process, but it paid off with the program's first 10-win season since 1977. Stoops signed a contract extension in the middle of last season. His deal, now, at SEC Media Days, LSU quarterback Joe Burrow said he would run through a brick wall for Orgeron. He also heralded, on top of being a Louisiana guy, Orgeron is a player's coach. He has 19. You can't ask for much more than winning 10 games in your inaugural season with any program. That's what Mullen did. Mullen has the full support of a passionate fan base. He is set up to succeed. Nothing screams job security like a 10-year, $75 million contract with no buyout clause. Fisher will be the Georgia Bulldogs are 14-2 in SEC play in their last 2 seasons under Smart. Georgia, nearly The only thing Smart hasn't done during his 3 years at Georgia is beat his former boss, Nick Saban. But if that's his one, after 5 national championships and a 146-21 overall record in 13 seasons in Tuscaloosa, will most likely wear a headset on the sidelines at Bryant-Denny Stadium until he retires. With Alabama maintaining its position as the team to beat in the SEC and a perennial national title contender, that day doesn't seem to be anytime soon. Contact Tyler Horka at follow on Twitter. This article originally appeared on Mississippi Clarion Ledger.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.